Hi, my name is Andrew Shannon. I am on the research track and I am studying pre-service teacher personal technology use and its impact on technology acceptance and intention in the classroom. This is my intermediate milestone 1. For this milestone, I've built two surveys, one for pre-service teachers and the other for in-service teachers. I have built out a methodology that I'm hoping my peers will review, and I've begun to identify where I'm going to be surveying participants. So, at a very high level, what I've done is I've taken a foundational TPAC survey. I try to understand some basic information about the folks that I am surveying. I'm trying to understand what they're specializing in, how old they are. I definitely am looking for subgroups as I go through this, as I'll mention in my methodology. But what I've really done is I've started with a core baseline set of questions that helps me understand or helps me compare against a broader set of research that's already been produced. But where I really start to differentiate the research that I'm doing is I'm starting to look for the types of personal technology use that they use in their spare time. So what I start to do, you'll notice here, I believe on this next question, 52, is I actually introduce how you go into an iPhone or to an Android device and find digital well-being or screen time in Android and iOS respectively. What I'm trying to tease out is what is actual usage of technology. And what I've done is I've worked with my mentor to land on a few different buckets of the technology that I want to understand. The first is productivity. I expect that I'm going to find most pre-service teachers are using something like Office, G Suite, or iWork. However, it'll be interesting to see, which ones really rise to the top, especially if there are any that correlate to teachers that intend to use when they get to the classroom. Then I look at collaboration. I'm looking for types of products like Teams, Asana, Trello, Slack. I'm just trying to see, are they using messaging tools to do work? I have a hypothesis as to how correlated this will be, but it'll be interesting to get this data back. I look at gaming. I look at coding and scripting. I will say that one of the challenges I faced was trying not to list every single IDE, for example, or every gaming platform under the sun, but to try to paint a picture of what some of the most popular ones were, and then allow them to add an other and please specify if they're using something else. Finally, I look at Browser, and Browser comes from a book by Adam Grant where he finds innovation or degree of having a growth mindset is often correlated to whether or not you're using the default or if you look for something alternative. He uses browsers. I think it's an interesting thing to see if there's anything that kind of stacks up here. I look at it across both their personal, their cell phone as well as their PC or tablet. And then finally, I end with what alternative technologies do you plan to use in the classroom? Now, this is also another tough one because there's obviously many things I could use, but what I landed on with my mentor was trying to find something where we're not just finding interesting technologies that are being used in rudimentary ways. And so I specifically call out, hey, we're not looking for when you're using a digital whiteboard in lieu of an overhead projector as an example of might be an innovative technology, but is not actually an innovative scenario that is being used. So I've got this survey. I have a very close peer of it for in-service teachers. My goal is to hit at least 60 pre-service and 60 in-service teachers surveyed and completing. My plan to incentivize completion, this is probably a 10-minute survey for most people, is that I will have some tickets to a sporting event in Atlanta that I will be giving away to a winner that's randomly selected. That's my hope of being able to drive people to actually take this survey. I invested in SurveyMonkey to actually help me from an analysis standpoint. The tools that are in here help me find the p-value. I will definitely be looking for statistical significance across the survey itself. But in addition to that, I'm going to be looking for subgroups. And what I'm really trying to understand is, are there things like age, gender, specialization that really start to tease out what, if anything, is correlated with a likelihood of using technology. Now, the last piece, the reason why I'm surveying in-service teachers is to try to understand where rubber meets the road. It's one thing for a pre-service teacher to suggest that they plan to use these technologies, but what I'm looking for in surveying in-service teachers is seeing what are their answers to the same set of questions, to see if there is correlation between teachers that are using technology in innovative ways in the classroom, and their personal computing habits. The follow-up for this will be interviews with likely 2 pre-service teachers and 2 in-service teachers, and if possible, observation of the in-service teachers. That's largely to try to confirm that the group that I'm actually interviewing is using technology in innovative ways, which allows me to see, if their responses to the survey are useful in that correlation. Now, the last thing I've done is I've made contact with a professor at Georgia State University who studies technology adoption by pre-service teachers. On this recording is Saturday the 26th. I will be meeting with him on either Monday or Tuesday, so I don't plan to send the survey out until after I've had a chance to validate that this will be useful to professors and to institutions. My hope for this research is that it could help identify students in pre-service education earlier, for intervention, to be able to help them adopt and intend to use technology in the classroom, largely with intervention techniques like mentorship that don't necessarily scale. So I will send a link to the survey out with this intermediate milestone. I'd love to get feedback on it. If anyone has suggestions, please send them my way.